Hi, and welcome to the workshop for Understanding by Design, also known as UbT Stage number 2. My name is Candace, and I will be the instructor for this lesson. As you may remember from stage number 1, it's important to keep in mind that your stages will all revolve around the big idea. The big idea is the primary focus of any UbT lesson and will be explained in student language, so your participants continue to recall the importance of the lesson itself. This idea may also be detailed if you are utilizing a Stage 0 template, which allows you, the instructor, to input the program, course, and unit information, as well as associated professional organizations, technology, history of the unit, your audience, and the why of the lesson. In stage number 1, we identified the desired results through the course introduction and the unit summary, along with the professional organization standards and competencies, transfers of learning, meaning, and acquisitions. Now we are able to move on to stage number 2. In stage 2 of the UbT template, we will determine acceptable evidence. In the first portion, we will assess the performance tasks. This is where students will use flexible, intelligent thinking to determine what they know and be able to utilize in a complex situation. In this circumstance, they will use the higher order of thinking from Bloom's taxonomy for the content required. In the grid below, we will identify the performance tasks, which allow students to demonstrate their meaning making and transfer through a complex performance. We will also use the evaluation criteria to evaluate the attainment of the results. We want to think about what qualities are most important. As with the previous stage 1, we will list the codes in relation to the transfer and meaning goals. As we move on to other evidence, we will consider the knowledge, skill, standards, and other goals not otherwise assessed in the performance tasks. So here we will think about how we will evaluate students. Perhaps it is quizzes, homework, peer feedback, and so on. This will give students an opportunity to demonstrate their achievement of the results. We can also use other evidence criteria. Again, we will think about what qualities are most important. Identifying the desired results in the codes from meaning, transfer, knowledge, and skills will also be listed throughout this section on the left-hand side of the screen. Finally, in stage 2, we will create a grading rubric, which will allow you as the instructor to evaluate the progress of the student. You will think about the criteria used to evaluate the assessment, the levels you will use, and the description of each section. You can create your own evaluation levels, and you always want to have a level of no evidence provided. This may be scored as a 0, while other sections will work their way into higher ratings. The criteria for each section is listed to the left. As with most of our sections, you may have multiple criteria or just a few, depending on the content of your lesson. This is the conclusion of stage 2.